And welcome to the Bingo is Life podcast. Hey! Episode number 33. Wow.
From the glass-lined casts of Old Latrobe, we welcome you, 33.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Clementine and Ruby's Arcade in beautiful, scenic, non-tropical Harrisonburg, Virginia.
Non-tropical. It feels great out here.
It's pumpkin spicy out here.
It's nice. AKA Rockdown. We got a special guest coming up here shortly. First of all, Taylor won the last bingo and got the bowl for $100.
She did. She got the bowl for $100. So when you win the last game of bingo, you get a chance to win $100. She rolled up and she blew it. There's four times. We gave her so many chances. We kept giving her chances.
I'm so sad I missed seeing her because I wanted to talk to her about ghosts and Bigfoot and
other things that don't actually exist.
Can we have a cryptid episode?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a good idea.
So Saturday I'm going to be hosting the costume contest at the Skeleton Festival in downtown Harrisonburg.
Whoa!
Saturday afternoon.
That was my old gig. You got my old gig.
I didn't know it was your old gig.
It was. Hey, wait, they better be giving you $100 for that.
No, it doesn't sound like it.
Oh man, you're getting ripped off.
That's the story of my stand-up comedy career.
It's a lot harder than you think. Because, good Lord,
Don't tell me that.
No, it's nonstop, and it's also like incredibly disorganized. So it's up to you to be the organizer. You think I'm kidding? I'm not.
By the way, I didn't introduce anybody.
They will literally have 900 people for you to judge.
You really?
No, you don't have to judge anybody. They
Jay's
have
really
judges.
good at judging, though. Like, just, metaphysically, judging.
You've got to help. You've got to flesh out the event, really.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Make
judging,
no bones about it.
I didn't introduce anybody. We have the Howdy Show brothers, Mike and Chris over here.
Hello.
Back after a 1 week hiatus. The one
Welcome back, Dan.
Thank you very much.
Dan
It's
Easley.
good to be back.
Welcome back.
I'm Jay Zaire, the one and only Jay Zaire, except for the other 17 other Jay Zaires. And we have Brittany, Mongol, Janine, Mum Shackles in the house. She's not going to be here next week. Tell us where you're going.
But is she here this week?
I'm going to Portlandia.
Oh, that's hip.
Organia.
Wow.
Yeah, it sounds gross. Sorry.
Bring me back a nut log.
Harrisonburg has plenty of
Code.
Yeah,
Harrisonburg has plenty of nut logs. We don't need to import.
Don't bring me back a nut log.
We have any other things to plug? Should we get right to the?
I put out that concept album I made about the end of the world with the it's about artificial intelligence and climate change and social media. It did run a bit long, right? It's like an hour and a half. So I put out an abridged version. So
interesting.
it's
Love a good bridge.
a little less.
That actually showed up in my Spotify account.
Oh, good.
Right after the new album from Joe Jackson and the Rolling Stones.
Well, yeah,
Cool.
I'm in good company as always.
Yeah. I have a very
I hear they
brief-
do okay.
I wanted to say, in the world of the weekend, we had so many wonderful people came out to Restless Moons this last weekend. I wanted to thank everybody who came. That was super cool. It was
Fun
it was-
show.
Thank you. It was super fun. 100 people? I don't know.
Who was the weird old guy with the little white dog?
I don't know, but I kept trying to get him on stage to tell a joke, and he wouldn't.
Hey, in the Silent Dave chair, who's been silent the entire time, we have a very special guest. We were through the wars together prior to the previous war. All the way from across the street, Michael Trocchia, otherwise known as Michael Trocchia.
Yeah, welcome.
Hey, how are you?
Fantastic.
All right.
Thanks for coming on our little thing.
Thank you.
Very cool.
I played. Did I play your father or your psychiatrist on stage?
My psych both at once. Knows. Yeah.
Is there a difference?
That was off stage, Jay. Yeah, no, right. You were my psychiatrist, I think.
Lee was in that play.
Ordinary People. Yeah, Lee. Don't know Lee's last name.
Wait, the Lee of Ted and Lee?
No, he's dead.
Yeah,
No,
I was gonna say that Lee's dead.
No, this lead is... Wait.
Let's not go there.
Yeah, that's not a joke.
Michael, you and I also, I was on stage with you. The last play you directed and wrote, the Blue Hotel.
The Blue Hotel,
That's
Stephen Crane's The Blue Hotel, which Dan Easley was a part of as well.
And that's been 11 years now?
That was 2009. Yeah,
Whoa.
I don't know what kind of year.
That sounds like 14 years.
Yeah.
If my math skills still hold up.
That's about right. Yeah.
And a mere nearly 20 years ago,
Yeah, we did some.
sketch comedy. Michael and Jay and I wrote sketch comedy at the Old Valley Playhouse, and it was called the Newfangled Variety Hour, and it was a wild time.
Wait,
It was on
three of
Water.
you.
It was on Water Street.
Yes.
Oh, I remember that.
And Mike's
that place.
wife.
And Allison, yes. Down on Water Street, as
Water
we call it.
Wait, so that's fantastic. So how long have you lived? Where? Tell me your story. Where are you from?
I'm from Long Island, New York.
How did you
Don't hold it
land
up
in
against me.
Harrisonburg?
Oh,
JMU?
God. Yeah, JMU. And then I met my wife here. I didn't realize I was married, but I was, and she was here. And so,
You were both undergraduates at JMU? or?
well, no, I was dropped out of school for a little bit there, and she
You met
had
at the
graduated.
Playhouse, didn't you?
Yeah, we both were in a play. Marcus is Walking, 2000 actually, year 2000.
Same as Susan Comfort and Dwayne met at the Playhouse.
Yeah, a lot of those green room experiences.
That was a very tiny green room. So
Yeah,
very
you
intimate.
married anybody in that green room.
You walked in unexperienced
right.
and walked out experienced.
Yes.
That's how small
Yes.
it was.
Yes.
We're talking about the old Playhouse used to be. It was like just about 2,500 square feet there on Water Street.
Yeah.
It's now the Gravity
It
Group.
is
Gravity
now
Group,
Gravity
yeah.
Group, yeah. So yeah, that was the first show, and that's how I started doing community theater here. And
We were known as the FU Theater
Yeah.
in some quarters because for doing all the modern plays, the Mammoth and the.
yeah, with David Rabe, we did Hurly Burly,
Hurly
which
Burly.
was quite a show. But I had called out sick for work. I was not going to school, and I was working here, and I called out sick, and on XJM, they're like, come on down and audition for this community theater show. And I was like, okay, got nothing else going on. I mean, I had done some theater back home, and then auditioned, and then met my wife and got involved.
Were you in a Mice and Men? I can't remember.
No, I wasn't. That was before my time
Before
here.
your time.
Yeah.
God, that one.
Yeah.
That one show really changed
yeah,
your life.
I know. I mean,
that's impressive.
Yeah, that's call out sick more often than
Yeah.
not. Yeah. That's,
Moral of the
that's
story.
Call out
right?
sick when in doubt. Yes.
Now we're going to talk about your new project. In the previous project, Blue Hotel, you had a wonderful. I think the saucers.
Rolling coal.
The saucers are landing.
Joe.
No.
Jay. Where are you again?
Come back to us, Jay. Don't go towards the light. Come back.
In the Blue Hotel, you had a lot of ancillary projects, like including the
Including
album.
the Shakes at the time, the band The Shakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And an art
Now
opening.
known as the Automatic Sweethearts.
Yeah.
Mark Lane and I.
Yeah.
And friends.
And they wrote the music for that show and played it. Well, we played the recording during the show, but you would play pre-show music.
Yeah.
And then we also had an art exhibit tagged along on that show. We had it at the Artful Dodger, works that were inspired by Stephen Crane's writings.
Paul Summer was in that
Paul
play.
Summers was in. That was the first and last play Paul Summers was in.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
He did a good job, though.
Yeah.
Why didn't he?
He was a cowboy.
Okay. Yeah.
He played a cowboy.
Was Martin Reese, was he
Martin
the
Reese
Swede?
was the Swede.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Joseph.
Joseph Huffman was little Joey. You were
Wait,
Joey's
all these
father?
guys live in. Joseph. Doesn't he live in New York now?
Yeah, I think he might be. I don't know where he is
Okay.
now, but he was for a while.
And
he might still be.
This was an adaptation of a Stephen Crane short
Stephen
story
Crane's
that you
The
did.
Blue Hotel, the man that shows up in Nebraska.
One of those.
And
Fly over land.
yeah,
We need to be plugging your
Yeah.
new.
So
Okay,
if
okay.
all of that sounds
2000.
intriguing.
We've established provenance here.
Mike is up to some new stuff, some new shenanigans that
Yeah.
involve many different events. Two of them already happened.
Yeah, two. Yeah,
Two.
one's still going on.
Yeah.
So
You've got some upcoming.
Yeah.
The Automatic Sweethearts did play at the one at Pale Fire a few weeks ago.
on September 5th. Yeah.
Yeah, and now you've got one coming up on Thursday,
Yes.
October the 5th, Dia de los Muertos.
Yes.
At Madison Union Ballroom.
Yeah, I should have brought my own
It's
cheat
okay,
sheet.
I've got you. I made a
No worries.
spreadsheet.
Rely on her.
I made a
Yeah.
All these
spreadsheet. It's
sensible concrete
gorgeous.
things.
And then you've got October the 11th, Moving Through Grief.
Yes, down at-
Harrisonburg Dance Cooperative.
Yes, downtown.
Culminate. Oh,
Yeah.
and then on the 26th of
26th.
October, Storytelling with Grief.
Yeah, the great novelist, the great American novelist Jesse Ball is coming to town to talk about his work.
Nice. And that all culminates in your production of Eurydice,
Eurydice, yeah.
in November. And so it looks like there's an overarching theme of grief.
Yeah. The name of the series is Beholding Love and Loss, and it's an interdisciplinary arts and humanities series on grief.
And is in parentheses, right?
Yeah.
So it's like holding grief, but also beholding grief.
Exactly. And like, how do we hold these things in our lives, and how do we try to hold on to things we can't quite hold on to? So
Have you lost someone recently that kind of like spun you in this direction?
No, well, probably. But I mean, I'm sure I lost someone along the way. Recently. But I think, crystallization of kind of what I don't know what moves me maybe to create in the first place is this reckoning with loss in some way, and how that's of course attached to like love, because we lose things all the time, and we're not like heartbroken, but when we lose the things we love, gosh, it just shatters us. So just trying to explore those relationships in a different kind of space that as great and as valuable as the space, let's say, of the church, or the space of a counseling center might be, as someone who's working through grief, trying to develop other ways for us to kind of think about this collectively. So theater, dance, poetry, music, all of these things giving the community ways into this topic, this theme. The one thing it is, baked into comedy as well. But that is one, I guess, kind of event. Eurydice has a lot of comedic elements. It's a very humorous play. It's absurd. It's surreal. But it would have been interesting too to also have like a night of comedy around the theme. So maybe next time, maybe there's like another series like Afterlife. We have
famous quote attributed to Mark Twain is the true source of comedy is sorrow, not joy.
Yeah.
There are no sinners in there.
But what did he know?
Yeah.
What did Mel Brooks say? Something like, tragedy is comedy is
Tragedy plus time, or
or
no.
Maybe there's the other Mel Brooks.
Timing.
Something like you falling into a manhole is comedy, me falling into a manhole is tragedy, or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Good.
So tell us how the play fits into the whole thing.
So, the play is the based on the Greek myth of Orpheus and Eurydice. They fall in love, they get married, and she dies on her wedding day.
Whoops.
Yeah. And he's bummed out, and in despair, and tries to find her in the underworld, and does, and convinces Hades to have her back, just for a time, because he's going to get her eventually anyway. And so he plays his music to try to persuade Hades, and finally Hades says, all right, yes, you can have her back, but here's the condition. You have to walk out of the underworld, and she has to follow you, but you cannot turn back until you both are out of the underworld.
Can't look back at her.
Can't look back at her. Can't. Yeah. And of course, what does he do?
He looks back.
He looks back.
Nah.
He's got the one job to not look back. And the guy looks back.
Yeah.
He can't. He just can't resist, and he wants to. it's not sure if she's there, you know.
Is that why he looked? Was it doubt? What made him look back?
I don't know. And I think this play draws that out in interesting ways, because this play is a bit of a spin where Eurydice, it takes place from her perspective, really, the play, and she reconnects in the underworld with her father, who she lost when she was young. So there's all these questions too about, does she even really want to go back with Orpheus, who she can't even really remember, because when you go to the underworld, you're dipped into the river forgetting. And so the play does an interesting job.
The river of forgetting.
I can't wait till I get
I
there.
forgot about that
Lethe
river.
the river? Are there like 3 rivers?
I think there's 5 rivers.
Five rivers.
But I think like there's the 3 main ones, and forgetting is one of them. It's the Lethe, I think.
River Styx, the river of forgetting, Shenandoah.
Yeah, exactly.
There's actually a Lethe Road near
Willy Wonka had one too.
near the Shenandoah.
That was the
That's
job.
perfect. Yeah.
You just didn't make it.
There's a little gravel road called Lethe Road near the Shenandoah, near Island Ford.
We should all go down to the river.
I want to talk about the cast. Are you kids aware that the best actor in Harrisonburg is in this play?
Yes.
One Mr. Christian Perrit.
Yes.
Oh, get out of town.
Christian Perrit is the father.
That's right.
Plays the father
He
of
was telling
Eurydice.
us.
No, where are you guys putting this play on at?
Right across the street at Asbury.
The flashing.
The flashing.
Asbury
Flashing
Methodist
Christ
Church.
Yeah. Do you know
on
anything
Main
about?
Street.
Do you know anything
Yeah.
about the blinking lights there, Michael?
I
It's fixed.
don't.
It's
It
fixed.
does
This one
appear
over here
fixed.
in the
Yeah.
stained glass.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
been a running joke.
We are setting the underworld in the 3rd floor fellowship hall / theater of this church, which I kind of like that,
Yeah.
we're putting the underworld there.
Who else is in the show?
So we have Grace Altman playing Eurydice, and she is a senior over at JMU. We again, I should have my cheat sheet. We have Joe Seitz playing Lord of the Underworld. We've got Owen Buckmeyer, who's playing Orpheus. We have then 3 characters that are stones: Little Stone, Big Stone, and
That's the part I wanted.
Are they like the
Sorry.
Greek chorus of
too
the play?
heavy of a role.
the Greek chorus.
It's sort of intermediaries between the action of the play and the audience.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
Hope King, Eileen Hernan, and Carrie Hewitt. So talented, amazing cast.
I'm just interested in an odd piece. How did you no one's getting paid?
No, well, true and not true.
True and not true.
Yeah,
I just wonder. I
yeah.
mean, community theater.
Yeah.
So as a musician, we play music. We bag a venue for a couple bucks now and again. But the amount of time it takes to produce a play, and the energy and the space that's involved, it's like. And no one's making any money.
No one's making any money. Yeah.
Oh my God!
And
It's that's a labor of love, people.
Yes.
I mean, it's
Yes.
like
Passion.
the passion is real.
Yeah. But why? What else are we doing with our lives? I mean, wasting them away in so many different fashions. So, so I'm like, well, here's a way I can. There's something I can do.
You can make money via meaningless toil.
Yeah.
This event series has the potential to really fulfill and restore and rejuvenate members of the community, and provide healing or touchstone resources. All sorts of opportunities can come out of this.
I think so, and I think since with the reason I wanted it to be a series and not just a one-off kind of event too is. You come away from a meaningful event and maybe you're wanting more and you want to continue that conversation and you want a sustained kind of way to think about these things because we're so moving on to the next. So the series kind of gives people different opportunities to interact, right?
I was so impressed by the first event in the series that it was fun for Mark and I and our friends to play some tunes, and that was neat. But they took a picture of us and we were on the front page of the local newspaper.
Yeah.
Then I thought, well, I kind of see why they did that, because it was the time that there were 4 people on stage instead of 1 or 2 people on stage. I think that was the newspaper people's reasoning behind it. But to hear the poetry written by some of the folks from the Furious Flower Poetry Center, that was the highlight for me. That was just so phenomenal.
And I think too, like,
and so meaningful.
It's kind of risky, like putting on a series on grief.
Sure, and it might be a downer.
And I'm like, with that event, I'm like, I don't know how this is gonna go. Like, this could be like an utter disaster. Right. But then I was like, you know what? Like, all you need is beauty. To just
it's cool to try.
Carry, but if beauty is there, it just can carry. Like, anyone can just take anything. I feel like if it's beautiful. I don't know what that is.
What's the dates for the show here?
So November 14th through the 18th. Okay. Ticket is $15. If you are a student or a senior, is $12, and they are on sale.
$12 ticket for you, Jay.
I'm a student.
You can get the $12 student ticket. You don't have to tell us which one you are, as long as you're one of them, or both.
I guess we're gonna wrap it up. I just wanted to say my friend Austin, who is in many ways the most intense hardcore theater fan in this town.
He's our most devoted patron to the Court Square Theater.
And there's plays he will not go to because they're not important enough for him to.
If possible, he will sit in the center of the front row for everything.
Oh, okay.
And he said that this play was one he wanted to see, but it was the one play he wanted to see before he died.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, it really got me excited.
No pressure.
Let's do that. Let's do it tomorrow.
I love so Christian plays music with us. He's so good.
And he's back on the stage after what we figured out was almost 20 years.
He's such a fantastic actor. He's a better actor than he's a fantastic musician, and he's a better actor than he's a musician.
We refer to him as the talent.
In
our band.
He has that. There's some people you meet him and you're like, oh
gosh, I'm so excited to work with him again.
Give us the dates again. November
14th through the 18th.
Where do you get the tickets?
So eurydiceHberg.com is where you can go.
Easy to spell.
I know. EURYDICE Berg.
Thanks for saying that. I'll put it in the
notes. Like the
notes.
Mickey Mouse theme song.
So, Mike, thanks so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming over after your rehearsal. We'll be looking forward to that and the upcoming events.
Check them out.
We'll be. That's going to do it for us tonight. Once again, Bingo is Life, brought to you by Ruby's Arcade. 7:30 every Tuesday night. Bingo is Life live and in person with the two Hattie Shell fellows over here hosting, and the podcast whenever you want to hear it, live or not so live on the internet. We'll see you next time, kids. Have a good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Right.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Bingo is Life, a post-bingo Harrisonburg podcast, is brought to you by the Brothers Howdeshell and our friends at Ruby's Arcade in downtown Harrisonburg, Virginia. If you've enjoyed the show and feel it's worth spreading a little joy in this world, please tell just one person that you like this podcast. Word of mouth, more than any other form of promotion, is how creative works get noticed and sustain themselves. Thank you, Andrew Hickey, for that bit of wisdom, and thank you, listeners, for being part of the fun.